Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's show. Today, we're going to talk about how to get Amazon, Dell, and Walmart business credit cards without a personal guarantee. Now, I'm not sure how you found me or how you got here, or whether you saw me online on social media, you read my book, or heard me on another radio show. But my name is Brian Howard. I am the Director of Credit Services here at BKH Credit Group in Atlanta. And what we do at BKH Credit Group is we teach small business owners how to build a strong business credit profile and score for their business that's entirely separate from their personal credit. You can find us on the web at www.bkhcreditgroup.com. Phone number is 1-800-979-4828. If you need to reach out to me directly, you can always send me an email via brianhoward@bkhcreditgroup.com. So with that being said, let's dive right into how to get Amazon, Dell, and Walmart business credit cards without a personal guarantee. Because let's face it, when you talk about business credit, that's what business owners want. So what I'm going to do in today's show or webinar is I am going to dissect and break down the exact steps that are required in order to get these type of business credit cards. So with that being said, let's get started. So we first need to talk about what business credit is. Business credit is credit that you can get in your company name. Now, this is credit that is not linked to your that is linked rather to your EIN number and not your social security number. Very important. And so since there's no link to your social security number, often there's no personal credit check to get approved. So you can also get business credit without the business owner supplying a personal guarantee, meaning you can get business credit without the business owner having to supply a personal guarantee. So the benefits of business credit, include no linkage to your personal credit profile. So if there's no link to your personal credit profile, then there's no personal credit check required. And the reports don't report to the consumer reporting agencies. When I say consumer reporting agencies, I'm referring to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So no personal guarantee is needed in most cases, and your credit limits are 10 to 100 times higher than that with a consumer credit. Now that's very powerful. So in other words, what you would expect to get on a personal credit card, you can sometimes achieve up to 100 times that with that same credit card if it was a business credit card, because obviously a business has more needs for credit than a consumer. And so you can build your business credit very, very fast and obtain a very good business credit score in a short amount of time. And having business credit increases the value of your company if you ever decide to sell your company or look for investors. And you don't need financials or collateral in order to get approved. So those are just some of the benefits of business credit. Business credit, like I said, is a very, very, very powerful tool. So let's talk about what we need to do in order to get to these business credit cards that we talked about. So when you're getting started, you got to choose a name for your business. Okay. Credit issuers and lenders can deny you credit just based on the type of name that you have for your business. The reason for this is that some industries are restricted by credit issuers and banks won't lend to them. Some of them that may come to mind automatically would be like the porn industry. Okay. But not only like the porn industry, but also real estate. Real estate is a high red flag for banks because banks don't want to lend to real estate companies. And so for that, you don't want to choose a name for your business that you're trying to build business credit on that links you to a particular industry. Like, for example, here, my company here is BKH Credit Group. BKH Credit Group, or anything related to credit, finance, debt collection, is considered a high risk for lenders. And so lenders don't like to lend to them. For that reason, I use another company to build my business credit, even though I have been very successful in building business credit for BKH Credit Group. It's just not recommended because, the average person doesn't know the business credit system the way that I do. So the best thing to do is to name your business something that doesn't give off or indicate the industry that you're in. So choose your name carefully and try to make your name, your business name, as general as possible. Something that doesn't reference any industry. So, for instance, you might be ABC Business Management Group. Okay. See, that doesn't tie you to any industry. Business management. You could be managing anything. You could be managing real estate. You can be a manufacturing company. You could be an IT company. You could be a consulting company. You could be a nonprofit. So you want to choose a name that doesn't reference any type of industry. And so when choosing that name, it's very important that you use your exact business legal name. Your full business name should include any recorded DBA filings that you will be using. What is a DBA? A DBA is a doing business as. So, in other words, you might be ABC Consulting Company, maybe the name of your parent company, but you may have a car dealership. And so you may be doing business as United Auto Sales. And then you may also have a plumbing company. And so you may be doing a business, ABC Plumbing, under your company name. And so you would need to file DBAs for any situations or examples, rather, where you're going to be not using your exact legal business name. So ensure your business name is exactly the same on all of your documents. So that's going to be your corporation papers, any licenses that you apply for or that are required, bank statements, so on and so forth. Now, you have to understand that in order to build business credit, you have to have an entity set up. You must have some type of business entity in order to build business credit. Business credit cannot be built without a separate entity. Let me repeat that. Business credit cannot be built without some type of separate entity from you. Entity meaning separate from you personally. Okay. Actually, that's the whole point of business credit, is to separate the business from yourself. So your business debts and your business finances don't commingle with your personal. That's the whole purpose of building business credit. So you have to set up a business entity. So what is a business entity? A business entity is an entity that is formed and administered as per commercial law in order to engage in business activities, charitable work, or other activities allowable. Most often, business entities are formed to sell a product or a service. And I think that last line pretty much spells out what an entity is. It's something that is designed to sell a product or service, which is what you do when you're in business. You have products and you have services that you sell. So setting up your entity is what allows you to do business legally within your state and federal government. Okay, that's very important. It is a requirement by law in order, in most cases, to have a entity set up at the local and federal level, depending on what industry you're in. So this is the absolute first step that you want to take in building business credit, is to set up your entity. And so you take any entity can build business credit. You have corporations and you have LLCs. LLC is a limited liability company. From a corporation standpoint, you have S corps and C corps are the most popular. Now, after you set up your corporation, now you want to work on getting your tax ID number, also known as your EIN number. So after your entity is set up, you'll want to go to the IRS to get this number. Now, the EIN number, also known as Employer Identification Number, is the corporate equivalent to a Social Security number. Let me repeat that. Your EIN number is the corporate equivalent to a Social Security number. So if an EIN is the corporate equivalent to a Social Security number, then that right there alone should tell you that business credit is very, very possible and that business credit is real. And so that number is issued to anyone, including individuals who have to pay withholding taxes on employees. So in order to do business legally, you must have an EIN. So you can go to the IRS website and get your EIN, www.irs.gov/business, small business, self-employed, and then apply for your identification number. Or you can just do a simple Google search for EIN number and look for the IRS link. It's not hard to find. That's information that's readily available out there. And look, this is very important. make sure you only apply for an EIN that's on the irs.gov website. Other links will try to charge you, but your EIN number is free. So don't go pay a company for it. I don't even charge my clients for it. It's free. Okay. And it's simple as going to the IRS website and filling out a form. So now we got our corporate entity. We've got our tax ID number or our EIN number. What's our next step? Our next step is to set up a business bank account. Okay. Excuse me 1 second while I take a drink of water here. Okay, sorry about that. So we got our corporation set up, our LLC. We got our EIN number. Now it's time to set up your business bank account. Now, with any entity and your EIN number, you can now set up a business bank account. So those are the two main pieces of information that a bank needs in order for a business bank account. An actual entity setup and a tax ID number. Now, this is a very important next step, as some credit issuers and lenders will look at your bank account setup date as the day your company truly got started. Let me repeat that. Some credit issuers and lenders will look at your bank account setup date as the day your company truly got started. And actually, I would even go a step further and say most credit issuers. And see, this is the reason why I don't endorse these shelf corporations that you hear, people trying to sell, age corporations, 3 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, saying that you can accelerate the business credit building process. And, maybe 10 years ago, that was the case. But now the banks and lenders, they're smart. They're aware of shelf corporations just like you are. And so now they go by the date that you open your business bank account. So it's very important that you do that very early in order to get some age on your business bank account. Okay. And see, most banks only require like a $50 to $100 to start a business bank account. And there usually aren't any other setup fees. If you want some national banks that I recommend for small business banking, you can shoot me a personal email and I'll be glad to hook you up there. Just give you some recommendations. And so now there are a couple of things that are very important for you to know when setting up your business bank account. Now, even if you've had issues with bank accounts before personally, and if you're in check systems, you can still set up a business bank account. Okay. If you owe the IRS money or others money, they can't pursue your business bank account to get money that you personally owe. Okay. See, that's very, very powerful. I need you to understand that debts that you may owe on your personal side, if you're ever sued, whether it be, even if it's the IRS, if it's money that's in your business bank account or money that you're retaining in your business, they can't borrow it because the two of you are separate. That's why it's so powerful for you to separate yourself from your business, because it gives you these type of protections. And so eventually down the road, when you want to get bank loans, they'll look at what they call the bank rating to make decisions on whether or not to lend to you. The bank rating, which a lot of people don't know about, is an internal bank credit score that they issue your business. So you actually have a credit score for your business with whichever bank that you bank with. They call it a bank rating, and that rating varies from bank to bank. But you should maintain a balance of $10,000 or more to get the best bank rating. So in order to get the highest bank rating, you want to keep your balances at a minimum of $10,000 if at all possible. Now, your balance will not affect your business credit building process, but it will be important down the road when you actually start trying to get bank loans. Okay. So now that we've got our bank account set up, now it's time to set up our business address. So when applying for business credit, ensure you use a real physical address. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. When applying for business credit, ensure you use a real physical address. You can't use a P.O. box and you can't use a UPS address. If you don't have a business address, do not use your home address. Okay, instead, get set up with a virtual service like Regis. Okay. Regis, and there's the website www.regis.com. So we're going to set up an address with a company like Regis, and so you're getting set up with an address to get your mail, and that is a real physical address. So you get the benefits and the perception of being a big office building without needing to incur the cost of this. This is a great alternative to having a real physical address, and you can get virtual addresses for as little as $50 a month. just depending on, what all you need. But just for the purpose of business credit, you only need the $50 a month virtual office. So, virtual address. So we got the virtual address. Now we got to get our phone line in order. So you shouldn't use your personal home phone. You shouldn't use your cell phone. You got to have a real business phone number, or a voice number, or voice over IP, as they call it. This means you can use your phone number from a place like Ring Central. That's a virtual number, or Freedom Voice. That's what I use for my business. I use Freedom Voice. If you want Freedom Voice's information, you can message me privately about that as well. And so ensure you get set up with a toll-free number, a 1-800 number. Ensure you get a fax number. Like I said, all this can be done through Ring Central, who I highly recommend. But I use Freedom Voice. They're just as good. They're both comparable services. If you want to talk about, the benefits of each individually, just like I said, just reach out to me and I can help you with that. And then make sure you list yourself in the 411. This is very important to get approved for the initial business credit that you would want. Got to get an email and a website set up. Okay, set up a professional website that looks good and describes your products and service. Look, people, here's the bottom line. In 2016, 2017, and beyond, if you don't have a website, then you're not in business. People want to go to the website and find out what they can find out about your business. And you want them to be able to go to your website and find out about you and your business. Okay, and set up a professional email address such as your company name at yourcompany.com. So just like I use Brian Howard at BKH Credit Group.com. The absolute worst thing you can do is use a Gmail or Yahoo or any type of those accounts for your business. That is actually one of the credibility checks that banks and credit issuers use in order to determine if you are a lendable business. So at all costs, avoid using those free email service. Go to somewhere like GoDaddy and get your email service for $10 to $12. After that, we want to get our licenses and listings together. So ensure your business has the proper licenses required for your industry, your county and state and federal government. You won't get money or credit if you're not properly licensed. Now, of course, there's some industries out there that don't require a license. So you need to make sure you check, your local county, city, and also federal to see if you have the proper licenses in place for whatever industry or product or services that you're trying to sell. Okay, and make sure that your name is listed properly and exactly the same on all your documents, including your bank statements, your utility statements, and your corporation papers. Okay, now that we've got all of that done, now it's time to get your DUNS number. Okay, so to start building business credit, you'll need a DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet. Now, D&B credibility is not Dun & Bradstreet, and they would try to sell you the DUNS number as a part of a package, but you do not need to buy this package. The DUNS number is free. Google free DUNS number and follow the link to get set up for your free DUNS number. Okay, just this information alone, what I just said, just saved you anywhere from $600 to $2,000, just depending on what type of package D&B credibility would try to sell you. You do not need to pay for your DUNS number. You do not need to buy that business package in order to get your DUNS number. Google free DUNS number, follow the steps, and get your free DUNS number. Okay. Now that you've got your DUNS number, you got to get your business credit reports. So building business credit is all about trade lines, or what is called payment experiences. Okay. A payment experience is the reporting of an account to the business bureau. Yes, there are business credit bureaus as well, just like the consumer has credit reporting agencies or credit bureaus. So if an account reports to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, it counts as two payment experiences. And let me just say that the three main business credit reporting agents, Dun & Bradstreet, they're the largest, then Experian, and then Equifax Small Business. Okay. Now, but if an account only reports to one bureau, or for example, only reports to Experian, that counts as one payment experience. Okay. All right. So to effectively build business credit, you have to monitor your business credit reports to see the payment experiences being added. Okay. That's common sense, right? You can't build business credit if you don't know what's on your credit report. You can't repair your personal credit if you don't know what's on your credit report. So same thing. So if you're going to build business credit, you have to know what's on the report. So you must get access to your business credit reports. Now, you'll need to do this so you'll know when it's time to apply for more credit to build your credit profile and score. And we'll talk about this as we move a little further in the show and the program. So for example, you'll need 5 payment experiences before getting revolving store credit, such as Dell, Best Buy, and Amazon. Okay, again, I just shared a golden nugget right there that a lot of business owners don't know. Okay, you can't even get retail revolving store credit unless you have 5 payment experiences reporting on your business credit report. And see, this is one of the reasons why a lot of business owners get denied and they think that business credit is real or it doesn't work. It's because they apply and they get denied, but they really don't know why. And here's an example of why. So you'll need to be monitoring your credit so you'll know when you have 5 reporting. So you should monitor your credit through Experian and DMB. Those are the 2 that I recommend. Now, you can go to their sites directly to enroll for your credit monitoring, or you can also use a service such as Creditera, which now is known as, has been renamed as NAV, NAV. So you can Google either NAV or Creditera, and then you can get a snapshot of your reports. But if things don't look right there, then, you might need to get a full report from the bureau. Okay. So got a DUNS number, got access to business credit monitoring. Now it's time to start the process of building business credit. And where you always want to start is with vendor accounts. Okay, this is the big secret to building business credit, knowing where to start. Now, we spent quite a bit of time getting you a corporate entity, a tax ID number, a website, an email. All those things are necessary for the verification process checks that the banks and lenders do. So now that we've set you up with a legitimate, credible business that has a website, an email, a tax ID number, and all your documents are in place, and you have all your proper licenses, you've got your DUNS number, you got your business address, you've got access to business credit monitoring service. Now it's time to actually start the initial business credit building process, and we start that with vendor accounts. So once you know your business is set up credibly, it's time to apply for some business credit. So when establishing business credit, there's actually 3 levels of credit. Now, you'll sometimes hear referred as tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 credit, or level 1, level 2, level 3. Here's what it really means. The first level of credit is vendor credit. These are starter accounts that offer net 30 terms. Keyword being starter. These are accounts that are necessary to start the business credit building process. Once you move from vendor credit, then you can go to store credit. These are revolving credit cards available in retail stores. And then from there, you can get to cash credit. These are revolving credit cards such as Visa, MasterCard, etc. So vendor credit, store credit, cash credit. Not store credit, vendor credit, then cash credit. Not cash credit, vendor, then store. It's vendor credit, store credit, cash credit. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make when building business credit is they try to apply for store or cash credit first and skip vendor credit. Let me say that again. The biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make when building business credit is they try to apply for store or cash credit and skip vendor credit. But stores and banks will not approve a business owner for credit until their EIN and credit profile and score are established. So if you try to apply for store or cash credit without an established business credit profile and score, you will be denied 100% of the time. Okay, let me say that again. If you try to apply for store or cash credit without an established business credit profile and score, you will be denied 100% of the time. So you must get approved with vendors first who offer net 30 terms. Then, after you use those accounts, pay your bills on time, the accounts will get reported to the business credit reporting agencies. Then and only then do you have an established business credit profile and score? Once your business credit is established, you can start to get approved for store revolving credit next. So let's look at some true starter vendors. We've already said you must start your business credit profile with starter vendors. Starter vendors are the ones who will give you initial credit even if you have no credit, no score, no trade lines. Did you hear that? These are vendors that will give you credit. Give you credit with no score, no trade lines. Stores like Staples won't give you initial starter credit, so don't waste your time applying. Now, you can apply with Staples and you may get approved, but it's only going to be if you use your social security number and personally guarantee it. So that's just a personal credit card with your business name on it. That's not business credit because you're personally guaranteed. What we're teaching you how to do is to get pure business credit, no social involved. So let's talk about starter vendors. So here's one good starter vendor is Laughlin and Associates. Okay, so they deal with corporate setup and compliance. They report the experience, so they show you how to list your business. It's a consulting company, but they're a true starter vendor. Takes very little to get approved for that account. They report within 60 days and they have net 30 terms. Quill Office Supplies. Quill Office Supplies is another one. They report to D&B. They offer office packaging and cleaning supplies. You must place an initial order of $50 for the first, unless you already have a D&B score, which most of you won't. And so you'll need to submit 2 or 3 orders before you get the net 30 account. Worst case, they'll put you on a 90-day prepayment schedule. If you order items each month for 3 months, they typically approve you for a net 30 account that reports to Dun & Bradstreet. Gempler's is another one. They offer work supplies and products. They report to D&B. They place this initial order of $50 and select invoice me option. They will bill your business credit. If not established, they will require you place some orders first. If not approved, you'll prepay for your order and you just keep purchasing more and more till you invoice them until approved for net 30 account. Reliable Office Supplies, Office Supply Store. This is a great one. They report to D&B, Experian, and Equifax. Remember when we talked about payment experiences earlier in the program or in the webinar? I said, in order to move on to revolving store credit, you need at least 5 payment experiences. Well, you can get 3 just off this account alone. Okay, so if you get Reliable, Gempler's, Reliable, Gempler's, and who did I miss first? Laughlin. I'm sorry, Laughlin, Gempler's, and Reliable. You have 5 payment experiences already to move on to revolving store credit. Uline is another one. Uline reports to D&B. Okay, you must have a DUNS number. They normally ask for bank references. Not all the time. They'll want you to purchase a couple of orders of $50 or more before you can get net 30 terms. Now, I say $50 or more because $50 or more is a good number to start. But in actuality, you can spend $10, okay, and probably accomplish the same thing. It's just that you're more likely to get approved faster and to give it a higher credit limit when they do approve you if your purchases are at least $50. The bottom line is you need to buy something for 3 consecutive months from these starter vendors in order to get them to reporting to your business credit report. So I just gave you 4 quick sources where you can get your 5 payment experiences really quick. So we'll back up here 1 second. Excuse me. So remember, in order to build business credit, you're going to need a total of 5 vendor accounts to get started before you get store credit. Now, we just literally supplied you with 10, double what you need. So you have plenty to get started with. Find the credit you want, apply for it without using your social, get approved, start using your credit, and pay your bills early. Then watch your business credit grow in real time. And when you get our business credit mastery course, you can actually view how many trade lines you have on your Experian reports for free. So with the vendor accounts, do not use your social security number when applying, no matter what they tell you. If you use your social, then they will pull your personal credit and you will be provided a personal guarantee. The only way to ensure this does not happen is by leaving your social security number field blank on the application. Here are the steps that are essential during this process. Find the vendors you want to get approved for. The ones you'll use the most are the ones that report the quickest. Okay, that's strategy. We're talking strategy. Apply for those vendors. Keep in mind, you might need to place a few orders first in order to get approved if you have no business credit to start out. It's a very small price to pay for what's at the end of the tunnel once you establish a strong business credit profile and score. Trust me on that. So you must then use that credit, make purchases, like I said, preferably $50 or more. Now, once you use those accounts, pay your bill as soon as possible. The earlier you pay your bills, the higher your score. The DNB Paydex score is completely based on when you pay, and your Experian IntelliScore is primarily based on this as well. So the earlier you pay, the better your business credit scores will be. See, this is very different from personal credit score, where you got utilization, payment history, inquiries, and all of these things that make up your personal credit. Business credit is simple. It's based on when you pay. So pay your bills as early as you can, and because this will make or break your business credit score. So finally, monitor your business credit reports and watch the accounts that get reported. You got to allow 30 to 90 days for them to report, and contact the vendor if for some reason they don't report. Once you have 5 payment experiences, then it's time to move on to store business credit accounts. So once you have the 5 payment experience reporting, next you can start securing revolving store credit cards for your EIN number. Keep in mind, all applications will ask for your social, but you do not need to provide a social on the application. If you supply your social, they will pull your personal credit, and if it's bad, you're going to get denied. When you leave it blank, they'll pull your business credit. And once they see that you have business credit established and at least 5 payment experiences reporting, then you'll start to get approved for store credit. Now, most major retailers do offer business credit as well as consumer credit. Some examples include Staples, Office Depot, Lowe's, Target, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, Radio Shack, Best Buy, BP, Chevron, Amazon, Shell, and most other stores offer business credit. Some sources like Staples and the Home Depot may have tougher terms for approval requirements, and they want to see a lot of revenue and see that you've been in business for at least 3 years before they'll give you credit with no personal guarantee. But most sources don't have these requirements, so as long as you have some type of business credit established. So we talked about, how to get, business credit cards with Dell. Here's exactly what you need in order to get business credit account or cards with Dell. Dell, we know, is a computer and computer accessory store. Dell reports to DNB. What Dell wants you to have is a 75 Paydex score or higher for approval. An 80 Paydex score reflects you pay your bills on time. So it's very simple. Once you establish those initial accounts, as long as you pay them on time, you're going to have an 80 Paydex score. But Dell don't even want you to have an 80. You can get by with a 75, but we're shooting for 80. So to get approved, you'll need to have your vendor accounts reporting and have an established profile and score with Dun & Bradstreet and have paid your bills on time. Now, you should also be in business for at least 6 months to get approved, which is not going to be a problem because it's going to take about 4 to 5 months anyway. By the time you establish your vendor accounts and they actually start reporting, you're already 4 or 5 months in anyway. So you're going to need to be in business for 6 months. In order to keep them from asking for a personal guarantee. And since, again, you spent the first 90 days building your vendor accounts anyway, you won't be forced to wait too long to get this account. So you really should have multiple accounts reporting to DNB with good scores. If not, they'll want to see your personal credit for approval, which is what we're trying to avoid. And that is why building vendor accounts is so important. Okay. So they will ask you for your company's name, your birth date, meaning when you your birth date, your mother's maiden name, and the ID number, including your driver's license and your EIN. To get approved, you can call 1-800-999-3355 and ask for the commercial account department. Now, keep in mind, this number is good at the time of this webinar, but of course, their phone number is subject to change. But the bottom line is you want the commercial account department when you apply for this type of credit. This is going to be a revolving account, not a net 30 account. And keep in mind, they usually issue very high limits, but they'll also match your current limits. I think right now, the initial approval on Dell accounts is $10,000. If you think about it, if you're a business and you need computer equipment, the average computer costing, 500, to $1,000. $10,000 is really not a lot of money anyway. But they give you nice limits with Dell. That's why it's a very, very popular account for business owners. With Amazon, everybody know who Amazon is. Online shopping for books, electronics. I mean, heck, I don't know what you can't buy on Amazon. If you can think of something, let me know. I think, shoot, they're probably gonna be selling groceries on Amazon before you know it. But Amazon reports to all three credit bureaus. So this is a powerful account because it gives you three payment experiences. They report to DNB, Experian, and Equifax. So to get approved with no personal guarantee, though, that you must have been in business for 3 years. But you can get approved for not being in business for 3 years, depending on the quality of your business credit profile. Okay, so if you're a new business and you have little to no payment experiences, they'll ask for a PG. So it's important when you go to Amazon that you have as many payment experiences as you can. And so far, I've given you probably more than 10, which is more than enough to get this account without a personal guarantee. But initially, don't give them your social, as you can get approved without a PG if you have a good business credit profile and score. Okay, and you have a good file with DNB and with Experian. If you were to give them your social, they would also report it to your TransUnion. So that's very important. If you get the Amazon account and it's not 100% approved just on your EIN, then they will report it to your TransUnion account on your personal credit report. So that's just want to make sure you know that. So, but even if you go this route, it's still a great starter account that will really help you grow your business credit. I mean, think about it. Someone views your business credit report and they see you got a business account with Amazon. That looks really good. So you could then always cancel this account and reapply again using your EIN once your business credit is established. See, that's the power of business credit. It's completely separate from your personal. And applying for something under your EIN has no effect on applying for something under your social security number and vice versa. So if you don't get the account based on just your business right away, you need to do a personal guarantee, that's fine. But once you get your business credit to the point to where you feel like you can get it without a personal guarantee, then just cancel that account and apply. And so they give you limits typically between $500 and $2,500 to start out. Of course, if you pay your bills on time for a certain amount of time, they will increase that. All new accounts will get called back by Amazon.com to verify who you are. Because of course they're trying to avoid fraud. They're not trying to lose any money. The call will probably come from the underwriter, which is GE Capital. So at the time of this webinar, GE Capital is the bank that issues the Amazon business credit. So this is a true revolving account and not a net 30 account. Now, with Walmart, we know who Walmart is, super retailer, mega retail store. They report to Experian and Equifax. To get approved, you should have a business credit established with both DNB and Equifax. That's why you have to build all three credit reports, because not everyone is just looking for accounts that report to DNB and Experian or both. Equifax as well. Walmart is one of those companies that you definitely might be interested in for business credit. So you need to make sure you have Equifax reporting. So they report. It's not a requirement, but they report to Equifax, which is good because there are companies out there that pull your business Equifax. I'm sorry, it's the point that I'm trying to make. And so your paydex score needs to be at least a 75, okay, which reflects that you pay your bills on time. And like I said, if you pay them on time, then your paydex score will actually be an 80. So apply for this initially without your social security number. If you have enough multiple paid as agreed business accounts reporting, you should get approved with no problem without a personal guarantee. If you don't get approved due to lack of credit, then they'll give you the option of reapplying with a personal guarantee. To get approved, you'll need to apply in a store or through a fax. This is a revolving credit card, not a net 30 account. Okay, this is a revolving credit card, not a net 30 account. So the last three accounts we've talked about, Dell, Amazon, and Walmart, are not net 30s. These are revolving credit accounts. So once you have a total of 10 payment experiences reporting to the business credit bureaus, it is at that point and only at that point that you can start getting cash credit cards. Cash cards, I'm talking about Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Cards that you can use anywhere, that you can use in any store, that you can pull money off. So it's recommended that you get at least one of your 10 payment experiences and a high limit $10,000 or more before applying for cash credit. So let me break that down again. Before you start to try to get credit cards, make sure you have at least one account with a $10,000 limit or higher already reporting, which I gave you one, Dell, who typically starts out at 10,000, and then just make sure you have 10 payment experiences. And we went over already what payment experiences are. Okay, and that concludes today's webinar on how to get Amazon, Dell, and Walmart business credit cards without personal guarantee. Again, if you want to learn more about business credit and financing and funding for your business, visit us on the web at www.bkhcreditgroup.com or give us a call at 1-800-979-4828 or email me at brianhoward@bkhcreditgroup.com. I hope you found the information valuable. I hope you got a lot out of today's presentation. Again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions and you're ready to take the next step in building a business credit profile and score for your business. Thank you. Have a good night.